I reckon it's time for some Kiwi comfort food, but on steroids. You know, cottage pie made with mince and peas and all that mash on top. How about you look out for something like short ribs that are on reduced to clear, or you get some ossobuco, which is beef shin, cuts that are generally really well priced and banging with flavour. Stick with me and see how easy this is to make. Let's crack into it. I'm using short ribs because I think they've got way more flavour than what you're going to get out of mince. If you get these on reduced to clear, they're a deal, but boy, are you getting flavours. First thing is you want to dry them off. Once they're dried off, then that's when we're going to get a little salt on them. Salt, both sides, all over. Okay, let's get them into the fry pan. Some oil into a pan over a medium-high heat, and we're going to cook them in batches so we don't overcrowd the pan. We'll need about 4 to 5 minutes per side. Once they've got some good colour, whip them out and set them aside. These are starting to develop some really good colour. So these are short ribs, but I've done them with ossobuco or beef shin before. Whatever's on special, but the beef short ribs, genius. Just don't overcrowd your pan when you're sauteing them off. I'm going to get the potatoes on next for our potato crown. I've got them in cold water. They're chopped pretty uniformly. Some salt's going in. These guys are just about done. And some of the fat's going to render out of the short ribs. I don't want too much because I'm going to saute everything else in there in a minute. Look at the colour on those guys. So we're just setting them aside. So if you've got a bunch of fat in there, you can take some out. I'm only going to need a tablespoon in there. So I'm going to get rid of that, some of it. And look at all that flavour in the bottom of that pot. So now, diced onion and diced celery. Start scraping this around, get all the flavour off the bottom of the pan. We're going to saute these until they're soft. So these have been in here for about 3 minutes and they're starting to soften up. So let's get some garlic in. I'm going to get a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste in there and a couple of tablespoons of Italian seasoning in here. Now we're going to give this about 1 minute of cooking to develop the flavour from that tomato paste and the Italian herbs in there. In with some red wine, and once it comes up to a boil, turn the heat down a fraction so it simmers until it reduces by about 1/3. Man, it is smelling good in here, and I'll tell you, you know, you don't have to use just short rib. You could use ossobuco, which is beef shin. That was on clearance sale the other day. I got some of that to make it, so it's really good with whatever cut you can get. Find something on clearance sale, grab it because it is really good. It's looking good. Reduce by about 1/3. Get your beef stock in. Crack pepper at this stage. Don't be shy, as little or as much as you like, I guess. And about a teaspoon of salt goes in. Get all these guys in here now. Bone is just gonna fall off later. If there's any juice come out of here, pour that in, don't waste it. Lid on and into the oven. So you're probably thinking, what about the carrots and the peas that are normally in a cottage pie, right? I wanna cook the carrots and the peas separately because if I cook the carrots in there with the short rib and all that liquid, it'll be a carrot sauce. So I'm gonna cook them separately. And I've just diced them up. It's a couple of carrots. I'm gonna cover those with some cold water, get some salt in there, and cook them until they're just like al dente, right? Like just got a little bit of a bite, because when we heat the pie up later, I don't want them to overcook, right? So salt in there, and the peas, McCain's frozen peas, they're gonna leave us. I can't believe it, I love peas. I love, love, love peas. I've got a cup, they're gonna go into the pie later. Stay tuned, let's get these carrots cooking. Potatoes have just come up to the boil, so I'll turn them down. After your carrots have been on for like about 4 minutes, you wanna just try them because you want them sort of al dente. Got a little bit of a bite to them. Good, drain them off without burning yourself. Little rinse under cold water, and then get them into a bowl of ice and just let them cool down. Okay, potatoes are almost done, so we're gonna get some milk in, cream, and a little bit of nutmeg, like a good pinch of nutmeg in there, and some butter. We're gonna melt that because we wanna put hot liquid into our mashed potato. As soon as that milk, cream, and butter and nutmeg is heated up, you just take it off the heat. So you just want it hot. So the minute it looks like it's starting to bubble, get it off the heat. All right, I've drained these spuds off. What I want to do now is get rid of all that water, because moisture is your enemy, as in water, with cooking mashed potatoes. So I'm just going to get these back on the heat like this. So you can use a potato masher or a potato ricer. Last time I did this, I used a potato ricer, and I actually used ossobuco with the short rib. So it was almost half and half of the meat. It was banging as well. Ossobuco was on special, that's why I did that. So now what I'm going to do is get all these spuds in here. There we go. I'll start giving it a good mash. Once she's all mashed up, in with your cream, milk and butter, and then just gently stir it in so it doesn't splatter everywhere at you. Going for a beautiful creamy mash. Okay, we need some salt and pepper, right? You could use white pepper. I like dark black pepper. Grind it in here. But if you like white pepper, use that. But grinding is better than that stuff that's bought that's already like a powder. Season it with salt. Now you could throw some cheese in here if you like, some Parmesan or whatever favourite cheese you've got. Could go in there. You could throw some chopped parsley in there. I'm going to leave it plain and put the cheese on top and the parsley over the top at the end. Gotta taste it now. Have a decent taste. Don't mess around. Have a decent taste. Oh, needs a fraction more salt. So good. Boom. Done. Ready. Put it aside. I'm going to drain my carrots off now because they're cold. Here we go. Long and slow. Look at that. Oh, it's just going to fall off the bone. And then just pull it apart. Oh my God, it just smells incredible in here. Look at this. And you want to keep it a little bit chunky, right? Don't go too ape with pulling it apart. If you see any sinewy bits, which you will find a couple of little bits on the short rib, just pull those out and ditch those. So you can see that the sauce that it's been braising in has thickened up. So I'm going to add just a little bit of water to that. But what I'm going to do is pick all the meat out. What I can do is just tilt it on its side like this and get rid of some of that fat, just a little bit. You're going to get a bit of fat coming out. Now we're going to get a little bit of water in here until we get a nice sauce consistency. We need just enough sauce to keep it nice and wet. We get just a little bit more in there, touch more. That'll do nicely. You see how it's thickening up there? That's going to hold it all together. Be absolutely delicious. Now we'll put our peas and carrots in there, and it's worth cooking them separately because we don't want hospital carrots, right, that are mush. Now we'll put all of that short rib back in there. Two things we need to add: a squeeze of lemon juice, just a little squeeze, a tablespoon of Leopardi sauce. Wow, I could just cook some pappardelle pasta up right now and fold this through it and it would be absolutely delicious. But look at this. This is Kiwi comfort food at its best, I tell you. Be sure to have a little bit of bread on standby to mop out your pot before you cook your pie up. Love it, love it. See how it's a little bit wet? That's what I want. Bit of wetness, so it's going to be saucy when we take it out. Got my pie ready to go there, and I need to top it. Let's get some of the mashed potato, and I just go around scraping it on the edge like this. So I've used the beef short rib in here. If you can get your hands on some ossobuco or beef shin, you could use some of that, do go half and half, whatever is cheaper. But you know, mince is the classic cottage pie, right? But we're not doing a classic cottage pie, we're doing the ultimate Kiwi comfort food. And this is going to serve a bunch of people. So we could smooth it over, we could get a wet palette knife or spatula and just smooth it over, but I don't want that. I'm gonna go for the rustic. Now let's get some, whatever cheese you've got over the top. I've got some Parmesan Reggiano. Happy days. Look at that. I could put that in the fridge until I need it, but if I'm going to do that, let's say I've got guests coming tomorrow night, I want to pull it out at least a couple of hours before I'm going to heat it up. It'll take about 40 minutes in the oven, but I'm going to put it in there right now so you can see what it looks like. Look at that. Please invite some people over for dinner because this is spectacular and it's going to feed at least 10 people. Quick calculations on cost, it's about $7 a portion when I went shopping this week. See what it looks like. Somebody's got to do it, and it's me. I'm going to have a taste. It smells incredible. That meat is just falling apart. That short rib flavour in there is just incredible. This is Kiwi comfort food at its best. Slow cooked short rib made into the ultimate cottage pie, worthy of inviting a bunch of guests over. Love it.